YouTube viewers. To be honest with you, I haven't gotten a lot done this week. Actually, I've gotten nothing done this week. But I do have some video for you. This is some video I took of recapping the basis cards. Because I have the manual with all the drawings now, it was a different way of recapping the basis cards. It afforded me a much different way because it's much easier now, being able to see exactly which caps go in which place. So let's take a look at that for entertainment this week, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, this time, since I actually have the manual with all the not only all the schematics but drawings of all the parts, there's no need to individually take out one cap at a time. I could remove all the caps at the same time. So I have a large tip on here. I'm going to heat these from the top, and we're going to remove each cap right out of the board because I have the pictures to get them all back in the correct ones in the correct spots. So as I'm having a hard time here, let's get a little more heat and a little more solder in here. And this should come out now. All right, and let's do that right down the line here with a little more heat, a little more solder, because these are ground planes. That's why they're so tough to get out of here. And let's see if we can still do this without retrieving the solder I just dropped on the floor. Like that. And we should be able to lift upwards, heat underneath here, and well, that one went just right down. Let's stop this for a second. All right, retrieve the solder from the ground. This way I can get a little more solder on the joint to heat it up. And it should become loose and pull out. All right. Let's do the same thing here. A little extra solder there. On the cap leg, and it's out. Let me get these wires up out of the way so we don't burn them. Extra solder on the cap leg again. Until you feel it moving around and out. And you can see we'll go right down the line here. So these are the ones that are on that ground plane, which are requiring a little more heat and solder. This is a big soldering iron too, or a hot tip. But it does require a bit of heat to heat up that ground plane. You can see the cap move a little bit, and then she'd come right out. And we're going to do the same thing. More solder down in there to get that ground plane hot. And oops. Out. All right. And quickly we should be able to do the last 3 right here. Seen that when it moved right there? That was it. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for it to heat that up so that actually moves. Let me get this wire out of the way here. Yeah, right there. Solder's gone. You know what the problem is? I'm not left-handed, so I'm trying to operate these pliers with my left hand. And I'm having a hard time. And there's a lot of dirt in the way of that one there. So one more time we'll apply some new solder. Good down there. And there you go. See it move and it's out. And that's it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to clean the solder joints and put new caps in. Okay, so with the schematics, I can place all the capacitors into the circuit board at one shot. This one here, which is C1, and this one here, which is C4, are the 1,000 microfarad caps. Okay, and the other ones are 470s. Polarity of these is positive to negative, positive to negative, negative to positive. Okay, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative to positive. So I can place all the caps in one shot, and we'll just go down and quickly tack in one side of the caps so I can flip this over and actually solder it. So let me just tack these in here right now at the bottom side where it's easy to get to. As you can see, this is much simpler than doing one cap at a time, but that's because I now have full drawings of everything, all the boards, and exactly how the components are laid out. All right, and that tacks in all those caps on this side. We can now flip the board over, okay, and solder them in properly on the back side of the circuit board. Just one thing to note, which should be pretty obvious, but when you're, let me just get this last one, I'll explain here. When you're doing such a thing as this, I tack this side down first. So when you go to solder the back side, you got to solder this one, then that one. If you go to solder this one, the cap may drop out, okay, or change position on you. So because you did this one from the top side, you do this one first, then go to this one. And that's it. Cut the leads and we're all set. That's one board recapped. And once again, real quickly on the other one, we tack them all in from this side. Again, observing polarity, negative, negative, positive over here. and negative, negative, positive. All right, once again, flip the board. And solder the lower side of the caps over here, because we've just did the upper side. Once you've soldered the lower side, you can go up and resolder this side from this side of the board. And then the last three down here. And we got one right here. You see that one right there? I don't know if you can see it from that spot, but we've lost the pad on that one, but it's just a little pad, so we're going to make sure it's soldered very carefully from this side, because that's where the ground is actually going. It's the negative cap is actually going to the ground of the circuit board right there. And on this side, it was just a pad, not really going anywhere. And that's that. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that short video, just to show you when you have all the instructions and you have the stuff, things are a lot easier to do. When you don't, then you do it like I said in previous videos, one cap at a time, being very careful to observe the polarity of where the cap goes. But with the manual, it's a whole different story, and it's a lot easier to do. With that, let's say, please subscribe to the channel. Click the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Hit the bell for notifications. I'll let you know when the next one's coming out. And thank you very much for viewing this, and I'll see you then.